Now, back to Genesis 27. Now it came about, when Isaac was old and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called his older son Esau and said to him, "My son." And he said to him, "Here I am." Isaac said, "Now behold, I am old, and I do not know the day of my death. Now then, please take your bow, your gear, your quiver, and your bow." And it just sounds, let's see. Take thy weapons. NASB translated to gear. Take your gear. Take your weapons, your quiver, and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me. And prepare a savory dish for me, such as I love. And bring it to me that I may eat, so that my soul may bless you before I die. Rebekah was listening while Isaac spoke to his son Esau. So when Esau went to the field to hunt for the game to bring home, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Behold, I heard your father speak to your brother Esau, saying, 'Bring me some game and prepare a savory dish for me, that I may eat and bless you in the presence of the Lord before my death.' Now therefore, my son, listen to me as I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats from there, that I may prepare them as a savory dish for your father, such as he loves. Then you shall bring it to your father, that he may eat, so that he may bless you therefore before his death." Jacob answered his mother Rebekah, "Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and then I will be to him as a deceiver, and I will bring upon myself a curse and not a blessing." What he should have said was, "Mother, it is wrong to lie." But his mother said to him, "Your curse be upon me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go get them for me." So he went and got them, and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her elder son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Young goats, so it's kind of wiry. You know what goat's fur feels like. It's not very soft. She also gave the savory food and the bread which she had made to her son Jacob. And he came to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn." "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Get up, please, sit and eat of my game, that you may bless me." Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have it so quickly, my son?" And he said, "Because the Lord your God caused it to happen to me. Because Yahweh your God caused it to happen to me." Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come close, that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob came close to Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, "The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him, because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" And he lied, "I am." So he said, "Bring it to me, and I will eat of my son's game, that I may bless you." And he brought it to him, and he ate. And he also brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Please, come close and kiss me, my son." So he came close and kissed him. And when he smelled the flesh of his garments, smelled the smell of his garments, he blessed him and said, "See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed." Which Yahweh has blessed. Now may God give you of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and an abundance of grain and new wine. May peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those who curse you, and blessed be those who bless you. Now it came about, as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had hardly gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. Then he also made savory food, and brought it to his father. And he said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that you may bless me." Isaac his father said to him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am your son, firstborn, Esau." Then Isaac trembled violently and said, "Who was he that hunted game and brought it to me? That I ate of all of it before you came, and blessed him. Yes, and he shall be blessed." When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried out with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me, even me also, O my father." And he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and has taken away your blessing." Come on. And then he said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright." Well, he gave it away. That was pretty mean. He should have just given his brother food. "But he took away my birthright, and behold, now he's taken away my blessing." And he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" But Isaac replied to Esau, "Behold, I have made him your master, and all his relatives I have given to him as servants, and with grain and new wine I have sustained him. Now as for you then, what can I do, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." So Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, "Behold, away from the fertility of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven from above. By your sword you shall live, and your brother you shall serve. But it shall come about when you become restless, that you will break his yoke from your neck." Yikes. So Esau bore a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to him, "The days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." Wow, do you think that maybe that was because he said, then you'll break his chains from off you? You'll break his yoke from your neck? So Esau bore a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are near, then I will kill my brother Jacob." Now when the words of her elder son Esau were reported to Rebekah, she sent and called her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Behold, your brother Esau is consoling himself concerning you by planning to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to Haran, to my brother Laban. Stay with him a few days until your brother's fury subsides, until your brother's anger against you subsides, and he forgets what you did to him. Then I will send and get you from thence. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day?" Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am tired of living because of the daughters of Heth." This is, I guess, another time Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am tired of living because of the daughters of Heth." Where is it? "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life be to me?" Wow, she does not like the daughters of Heth. Okay. Kind of an odd place to end the chapter, but let's go on to Genesis 28. Does that do the trick? There we go. So, just to go back over real quick, see what Dr. MacArthur's notes a little bit. Blind Isaac evidently thought he was near death when I lived much beyond his current 137th year, which was the age of Ishmael when he died. He certainly did not expect to live another 43 years, as he actually did. Wow, that is interesting. 35:28. That's where he actually dies. Not to expect it. To calculate Isaac's age at 137 and his son's age at 77 years old. So you can calculate how old he is when he died. Ignoring the words of God to Rebekah, forgetting Esau's bartering birthright, and overlooking Esau's grievous marriages, plural, Isaac was still intent on treating Esau as the eldest and granting him the blessing of the birthright, and so arranged for his favorite meal before bestowing final fatherly blessing on his favorite son. Yeah. So, basically, to his credit, Jacob objected the difference between him and Esau would surely not fool his father. But I say he's blessed. He was objecting for the wrong reason. Should have been because you shouldn't deceive your father. Your curse be on me. When his mother accepting full responsibility for the scheme and bearing the curse should it occur, Jacob acquiesced to follow Rebekah's instructions, which I think is superstitious. Best garments of her elder son. So, having been married for 37 years, Esau would have had his own tents and his own wives to do for him, so how and why Rebekah came to some of his best clothes in her tent is unknown. Perhaps these garments were the official robes associated with priestly functions of the head of the house, kept in her house until passed on to the oldest son. Perhaps Esau had on occasion worn them, thus their smell of the field. Isaac's perfectly legitimate question in verse 20, hunting took time, and Jacob had come so quickly, afforded Jacob an escape route. Confess, stop the deceit. Instead, Jacob, with consummate ease, knowing he needed Isaac's irrevocable confirmation, even though he had bought the birthright, ascribed success in the hunt to God's providence. A lie had to sustain a lie, and a tangled web had begun to be woven. Although Jacob received Isaac's blessing that day, the deceit caused several consequences. He never saw his mother again after that. Let that sink in. Esau wanted him dead. Laban, his uncle, deceived him. His family life was full of conflict, and he was exiled for years from his family. By the promise of God, he would have received the birthright. He didn't need to scheme this deception with his mother. Finally, with all lingering doubts removed, Isaac pronounced the blessing upon Jacob. Although the opening words show he thought the one receiving was Esau, the man of the field, his prayer which called for prosperity, superiority, and ended with a repeat of God's words to Abraham, the words indicating that Isaac thought the covenantal line should have continued through his eldest son Esau, despite what... Okay. Isaac trembled violently shocked when the scandal was uncovered by the entrance of Esau. The father, remembering the Lord's words to Rebekah, refused to withdraw the blessing and emphatically affirmed its validity. Yes, and he shall be blessed. And a little later, behold, I have made him your master, your brother shall serve you. Sudden realization at having opposed God's will all those years likely made the shock more severe. Maybe. You don't know. In later history, the Edomites, who descended from the line of Esau, fought time and time again with Israel and shook off Israelite control on several occasions. I mean, I think he broke off the yoke pretty quickly. He said, "Oh, I'll break off his yoke, I'll kill him." Not good. Family, domestic violence. Yeah. Anyway. Where are we at now? Wait, 27:45. Oh yeah, she was saying, until your brother's anger is against you, then I will send away from here. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day? Because if he murdered him, he was going to get executed. Dr. MacArthur says Rebecca understood she stood to lose both her sons. After the murder of Jacob, the avenger of blood, i.e. the next nearest relative, would track down and execute Esau. Possibly. 28. Let's go to 28 now. What time is it? No way to tell. Herbert? What time is it? He's lazing in the fan.
Come and say hi. Come and say hello. What do you want to say hello? Hi. Huh? Oh. We're reading the Bible here. Okay? See that? That's good, huh? What are you doing? Lazing? Lazing? Yeah. Little kitty. Isn't he kitty? You go back to your bed now.
Okay. We have time to read Genesis 28. So, she's saying she does not like the daughters and sons of Heth for marriage material for her children. She goes, if Jacob takes a wife from the daughters of Heth, like these from the daughters of the land, what good would my life be to me? So, Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, you shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Paddan Aram. To the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and from there take to yourself a wife from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. El Shaddai, God Almighty, El Shaddai. May he also give you the blessing of Abraham to you and your descendants. Barakah, Barakah, blessing, Barakah. So Isaac says to Jacob, okay, so he said, may God also give you the blessing of Abraham. to you and to your descendants with you, that you may possess the land of your sojournings, which God gave to Abraham. Then Isaac sent Jacob away and went to Padan Aram, to Laban, son of Bethuel the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, and sent him away to Padan Aram to take to himself a wife from there, and that when he blessed him, he charged him, saying, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan." And that Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother, and had gone to Padan Aram. So Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan displeased his father Isaac, and Esau went to Ishmael and married, besides the wives that he had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth. Jacob's dream. Then Jacob departed from Beersheba and went toward Haran. He came to a certain place and spent the night there, because the sun had set, and he took one of the stones of that place, put it under his head, and lay down in that place. He had a dream, and behold, a ladder was set on earth, with its top reaching to heaven, and behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it, and said, "I am Yahweh, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give it to you and to your descendants. Your descendants will also be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your descendants shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Behold, or do you say, "Be blessed"? Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." He was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." Dr. MacArthur says about that. Well, anyway, he doesn't specifically mention it in his study Bible. I'm sure he's preached on it. But he said, "This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven," his perception. So Jacob rose early in the morning, and took the stone that he had put under his head, and set it up as a pillar, and poured oil on its top. He called the name of that place Bethel. However, previously the name of the place had been Luz. 28:18, he does comment on this. Making a particular site of a special religious significance by means of a stone pillar was a known practice. A libation offering, a change of place name, and a vow of allegiance to the Lord in exchange for promised protection and blessing, completed Jacob's ceremonial consecration of Bethel, i.e. house of God. So Jacob rose early in the morning, took the stone, and called it Luz. Jacob made a vow, saying, "If God will be with me and keep me on this journey that I take, and will give me food to eat and garments to wear, and I return to my father's house in safety, then the Lord will be my God, then Yahweh will be my God, this stone which I have set up as pillar will be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will surely give 1/10 to you. Although that was not commanded, obviously it's a practice, a known practice here. Okay. Genesis 27 and 28. Ooh, I'm way behind. Okay. Well, that's it. I forgot the hotkeys to stop recording. What do you think? What do you think, Ruby? Good stuff.